Would you like to try some sushi while you're in Mazatlan? There's really no better place with the massive fishing industry that they have here. If you want to eat sushi in Mazatlan, you have many choices. I have a recommendation for you. And if you're coming in on a cruise ship, you'll be walking right past this restaurant as you come up the blue line into town. But first, a quick backstory on how I found this place. I've never eaten sushi before. I decided on this trip to Mazatlan that I would give it a try. But where? Because in past trips to Mazatlan, I had noticed there were many restaurants that were serving sushi. So which one should I go to? Well, I was taking a DiDi ride. If you don't know, DiDi is sort of like Uber. It's a ride-share service. And the driver spoke very good English. He'd lived in Denver for about 3 years. And we talked about a lot of things because it was about a 25-minute drive. And I suppose I was the one that brought up sushi. And I asked him where the best place in Mazatlan was to try sushi. And he's from Mazatlan originally, so I figured he would know if anybody. And he immediately answered Sendai. So, Sendai Sushi. I was walking a couple of days later in that area and walked by the restaurant, and it was a weekend and toward the evening, and noticed that there was a long line out of the restaurant, people waiting to get a seat. So there were a couple of good signs, a recommendation from a local, and also the fact that the place was very busy to give them a try. So we went. They opened at about 1 o'clock. We got there near 2 in the afternoon, and they were just beginning to get busy. I walked into the door not realizing it was the to-go order door. They have 2 doors, so I came back out of that one and then walked in the one to the right of that and entered into a pretty large sit-down restaurant eating area. The girl at the door didn't speak English, and soon realized that I didn't speak Spanish, and she quickly found a waiter who did speak English, and he was very good, very attentive the whole time, and he directed us to our seats. I told him that we had never eaten sushi before. He didn't laugh, so it was a good sign. He brought the menu out. It was a massive menu. You could spend all day long studying that, trying to make a decision. So, of course, I asked for a recommendation, and he pointed to an item on the menu, which was a shrimp sushi, which also had some beef on the inside. He explained our drink source options to us, and they don't have a whole lot in that regards. They have a light tea and a dark tea. It kind of has a lemony flavor to it. It's quite good. I think they have Coke. They don't serve alcohol there. There are free refills on the drinks, which I've found in my travels through Mexico over the years that that's a rarity, so that was kind of nice. So we waited just a few minutes. It wasn't that long. Our food was brought to us, and there were a lot of sauces on the table, some jalapenos, I think chives or something like that, also to put on the sushi. But we dug in, and it was very good, and a lot of food. It was a big plate of food. It was really more than I could eat, but I didn't want to carry it home, so I ate it all and enjoyed it. And then the check was brought. Now, I had no idea what I was paying for this, because when he pointed this out on the menu, the lighting, and without my reading glasses, it was difficult for me to see. So he brought the check out, and I still really couldn't see the check very well. I just told him I had 20% propina. He'd done such a good job, so wanted to tip him fairly well. And so he charged it on the card. And then when he gave me the receipt, I was able to look the receipt a little closer, and I was amazed. $22.58 US for that much food and that good. Now, if you're going to try sushi in Mazatlan, you need to understand that Sinaloan sushi is different from most sushi that you've ever eaten. just not like Asian sushi. And it's not that they've just taken regular sushi and put a sombrero on it. It definitely has its own Mexican twist. For one thing, and this is probably the most important one, it's cooked. It's not raw. So the shrimp, the octopus, sometimes chicken, steak is used. It's going to be fried or it's going to be baked. And then there are, typical Mexican ingredients, like I mentioned earlier, some jalapeno peppers, some chipotle sauces, all kinds of sauces. Somebody has described it as street food Mexican. It's not light, dainty eating. This is going to fill you up. And again, the portions they served us at Sendai, I think it's pronounced, certainly did that. Now the location, I looked it up on maps, and it looks like there are 5 different locations in Mazatlan. If you're staying in Centro or you're coming in on a cruise ship, this is the one that's going to be most convenient to you. And it's just above Playa Sur. As you're coming up the blue line, you'll be crossing a 4-lane road called Aleman. And once you cross that road, just look to the right and you'll see this restaurant, Sendai Sushi. Now, is it the best sushi in Mazatlan, the Sinaloan sushi? I don't really know, since it's the only that I've eaten, but again, since it was highly recommended by a local and the place seems to be very busy all the time, those are good signs. You could probably get good sushi at other places, some high-class restaurants, and pay more money for the ambiance, but I'm not sure that you could do any better in terms of overall value in the quality, the amount of food that you get, and for the price. So I recommend Sendai for sushi in Mazatlan. Give them a try.